Hey folks, welcome back to Conquest of Elysium 5. I'm BattleMode, and I'm going to start a new series of Conquest of Elysium. I'm playing actually on large maps at the moment, or enormous maps actually, but I did actually play another series, or I started another one, to follow up from the Scourge Lord series that I started off. I actually lost that game because I lost to the Demon Invasion. So I started again as the Monkey Maharaja in the Agricultural Age, and ended up on an enormous map, and then I ended up with the Hades invasion, and I just didn't know where it was. And because I was only 2 episodes in, and I thought, you know what, I just don't want to lose another game to the end game crisis. I don't mind doing it once or twice, you know, but twice in a row is kind of a bit annoying. So I ended up just deleting that, because I was like, I don't think you guys are going to be massively excited by it. It was quite a fun game up until that point. I really do like playing with Monkey Maharaja. However, we are going to try again. We're going to play on the agricultural society again. This one's got lots of bandits, small income generating villages and farms, but not so much of the big cities. And it's got a lot, it's kind of like halfway between Empire and Dark Ages, basically. It's still got a lot of forests, a lot of the ancient forests, and you know, like a lot of wild stuff, some of the more crazy monsters in there, you know, the ones that you don't see so much of in Empire. I'm going to put it back on Wilder, and I'm going to leave battle reports on. Start positions for allied players. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that because we're not playing with teams. And let's put it on Knight again. I think Knight's about right when you've got this many players. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're always going to lose about 4 or 5 in the first sort of 30, 40 turns, and then you've then got about 4 or 5 that get really strong. And that's what I like. So, and it's the survival of the fittest. I'm not going to play Monkey Maharaja again. I think I'm going to try something different this time. Now, I'm going to show you some of the ones that I don't do very well with traditionally, and maybe we pick one of those, because I'm in the mood for a challenge right now. Let me show you the ones that I don't tend to do well with. Dwarf Queen, I'm starting to get into. I might actually try that one. I do wonder if a Dwarf Queen game on an enormous map might be a little bit boring, but maybe we do it. Let's try it. We'll try with the Dwarf Queen. I've changed my mind about the Dwarf Queen. I actually think that the Dwarf Queen is way more fun than I originally thought. So yeah, I actually don't mind playing against it quite so much now. I'm going to play this Dwarf Queen, and then I think we'll just leave it on this standard set of players. One good thing about the Dwarf Queen, I'm going to call her Queenie. One of the good things about the Dwarf Queen is that you defend really, really strongly. You've got a really powerful defense, and I reckon it's probably going to be relatively difficult for you to lose the game unless you really try. Now, I'm just guessing that. I think some people probably would figure out ways of really messing up, but we'll see. I mean, you might find that actually I don't do as well with the Queen, with the Dwarf Queen, as I'm thinking. Now, she has got quite an unusual playstyle where you are trying to get the gems on the map, and there might not be that many mines on this map, so we'll see. It could be a difficult game. Let's see what we've got then. We're starting off with the Dwarven City. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm not using my camera is because one of my eyes is a little bit sore, and I've taken one of my contact lenses out, so I'm just going to look completely bizarre. So I thought I'd just not bother with the camera today. Okay, so we've got 18 units here. The way that the Dwarf Queen works is she gives birth to the dwarves, right? She's kind of like a dwarf laying machine. She spawns dwarves, and it's just these normal dwarf workers. These are the ones that you get, and you can upgrade these guys into dwarves, okay, and better. So we've got some arbalists here too. So here's how it works. This converts dwarf workers into dwarves. So you see that this is actually a conversion process. You don't get these guys out of nowhere, and they cost metal, okay. So you don't really need much in the way of gold as the Dwarf Queen, at least, not at first. It's nice to be able to buy the occasional magic item, or, wizards, or some of the, some of the other units that come. But for the most part, you want metal, and you're going to use a lot of metal. You also want diamonds and emeralds and other gems for the various things. Okay, we've got a dwarf commander. Queenie here, as a Dvala, cannot leave. Okay, so she can be a commander, but she cannot leave her starting state, starting place. Also, let me just have a look at this. You start with a metal gate, okay, an iron gate, and a stone wall, and a very narrow entrance, so the enemy cannot get around you. These are really strong to defend with, and there's not going to be much that can get in initially. The other thing is that the Dwarf Queen is kind of a defensive. Dwarf magic tends to be buffs, if I remember right. Although I think she can do things like earthquakes and stuff. But yeah, so she's mostly defensive magic. Okay, so let's go. We're going to take Hrimna, and we're going to remove. Yeah, we'll remove the slow units. Where are we going to go? Okay, we've got an ancient forest close by, along with a couple of giant mushrooms. Those things are pretty nasty. They got poison clouds. So we want lots of arbalists to take those down. But I would like to deactivate that forest as soon as possible. I think what we're going to do is... Okay, we can go around here, so we don't need to go back into that forest. Okay, so that's going to be our first turn. Ritual-wise, we've got sense mines. That's going to be really useful. This power enables the Dwarf Queen to detect a mine anywhere in Elysium. Usually the mine will be previously unknown, but the nature of the ritual and a limited number of mines makes it impossible to guarantee such a result. And it can be cast anywhere. Now, I can't remember if that will show you mines on other planes. I can't remember now. Some of those detection rituals will do just that. So, she's going to be spawning dwarf workers every turn, and then we're going to be spending metal on turning them into better units. Okay, so you see here, look, got a little dwarf worker. Then we've got a ritual that she can do called Create Counselor. We need to get some more emeralds for that. Once we've done that, we can create this guy called a Counselor. The Counselor then will be able to be sent out over to other mines. They've got to be mines, right? And then you can change that mine into a dwarven city. And so you can then get another Dwala. Basically, he carries a Dwala egg, and then another Dwala comes out, and then you can start that process again. So they're like an ant colony. That's why the game very amusingly kind of refers to the dwarves as like insects, as like ants, and they kind of do. That's kind of how they play. You're like an ant colony. Okay, Waladar the Margraf has been eliminated. Okay, he's been wiped out by the Independents. As always, there's going to be a few casualties of AI early on, which is something that I do not mind at all. We're going to be slow to start off with, just folks. Just bear with me. But this is going to be. I think this is going to be a really interesting game. Okay, we've got 6 levies, and mostly dwarf workers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come back with some dwarves, with some proper dwarves to take those guys out. The reason being is because dwarf workers are squishy. They have no armor. They've got 5 hit points. They do have one nice bonus, which is that they can dig in sieges, right? So if you've got a bunch of these guys, they will dig under the ground, and they will go under the walls and attack people behind the walls, which can be really useful. Now, I really value wall climbers and other units like that in sieges. I think they're really useful. But whether you do or not is, it's up to you. Okay, Andre the Dwarf Commander. I'm going to grab this guy. I'm going to get ourselves another commander. Just going to bring him back just to do a little bit of searching. So, I had a comment actually from a player who was saying he was really struggling with Conquest of Elysium. By the way, sorry, I forgot your name, but I should have written it down. But yeah, he was saying that he was really struggling with Conquest of Elysium. He tends to lose even on the on the Jester setting. And so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to try to explain the game a little bit more than I normally do. Now, my usual viewers might find that a little tiresome, but I like to explain stuff, and it's good for me to practice. So let's get Hrimna in here, and I think we're going to take everything except the arbalists. And we're going to create ourselves some. Now we've got a whole choice here. Okay, now we don't get much of a choice. We've got dwarves or outdoor dwarves. The outdoor dwarves are scouts. So this is one of the very few. Are they scouts? Hang on. Yes. Okay. These guys are scouts basically. They're like scouts, and so you can. They're one of the few factions where you can just outright buy a scout, right? And the outdoor dwarves are pretty good because they've got a crossbow and they've got an axe, and they've got a shield. So these guys are good, but you only get 2 of them. Okay. So they're kind of like they're not they're expensive in terms of metal. They are well worth getting. I'm going to grab a couple of those, and we'll have one of those dudes with Hrimner. Where are we? Oh yeah, so he's, and then I'm going to give one of them to Andre here as well. Okay, and then we're going to end the turn there. Let me just see. I think we're going to use Sense Mines here. Okay, so the Dvalar's also the only character class that I can think of where you actually have a ritual to learn new spells, the new combat spells. That's really, really, really powerful. Okay, so she's quickly going to learn all the spells. So she's very, very defense oriented. I'm going to use Sense Mines. Wow, that one's a mile away, and yeah, it's an iron mine, but that one's going to be useful. Look, it does have diamonds, and diamonds are very useful for us. So let's just bring our map back here. So at least we know roughly where we are on the map. Wow, look how far away that is. I think we must be on this sort of east coast of the map. I tell you, man, I'm so excited to play the Dwarf Queen because after I really gave the Dwarf Queen a bit of a... Oh, the Bakemono has been eliminated. That's good because he's a competitor for me for the mines. Yeah, I really gave the Dwarf Queen a bit of a hard time in terms of when I did my tier list. I was really unfair to her, I think, saying that, you know, because I don't like playing against the Dwarf Queen sometimes. I think she can be quite frustrating to play against. However, yeah, I am actually, to play as the Dwarf Queen is really, really good, and I've kind of chilled out on the Dwarf Queen. Is, you know, playing against it. I figured out how to do it, you know, with some help from friends. Okay, I think we're going to build some standard dwarves. These guys are pretty good. So they've got 2 armor, they've got a very strong attack, and they've got a shield. And they've got all the they've got the resistances and the mountain move, and snow move. These guys are pretty good. Let me just tell you a little bit about the dwarves, right? So okay, Hrimner's got more of these standard dwarves on the front line. I think we're going to get rid of the basic dwarves. I think those standard... These guys now... I don't think we're going to get attacked at the start. So let's take the Arbalest too. Oh no, they're slow though, aren't they? Yeah, I don't want the slow troops. We're on Midwinter. Yeah, we can move across here, I think. So, yeah, the basic way that these guys play is you upgrade the free spawn units that you get with metal into these better units, and then using some of the other like commanders you get, there are some rituals that you can use that have even greater powers essentially. So you can do some really, really good stuff. Let's see what we can find over here with Andre. Ah, we found an iron mine. Magnificent. This will probably be our our second colony. We're going to get rubies out of this. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of resources, but rubies are going to be good. We want rubies because rubies, as you might expect kind of intuitively, they're going to give you fire resistant and fire kind of based stuff, okay? Conquest of Elysium seems very much in the, you know, uses the sort of the old school hermeticism, you know, kind of idea of the 4 elements, right? You know, with fire, earth, air and water. From many mysticism, from many kind of Gnostic and Hermetic mystic traditions, such as things like the Tarot and the Kabbalah and all that kind of stuff. So if you know anything about that stuff, then you'll probably have a fairly good understanding of what the different fire, earth, air, water stuff is going to do in Conquest of Elysium, because they've followed that reasonably well. Okay, need a little bit more time now in order to get some more units. More outdoor dwarves wouldn't hurt. Might be worth just leaving a couple of outdoor dwarves here in Queenie's Land, so we've got a bit of, you know, we've got the scout ability there too. We don't want to be getting into any unnecessary battles. One of the nice things about this is, right, the Arbalest is slow. Dwarves are not slow. In fact, they're really quick, especially through winter and mountains. However, if you want to get lots of missile troops, you either got to put up with being slow with the arbalists, and they fire slowly, but they're very strong, or you're relying on the relatively expensive dwarf outdoor dwarves. And so yeah, you kind of are a little bit limited in terms of what you can do with missile combat, and that's by design, because these guys are very, very strong. Okay, in melee, they're going to wreck everything pretty much. There's very few. Oh, we got Troll King. Okay, let's try and get our guys out of there. Now, if he's on his own, yeah, he's on his own, so he can match us speed for speed across this. We're going to try and get away and just leave him to it. I'm going to leave those goblins there. I'm not taking on anything. Oh, okay, we've got a mortal Gorgon. Okay. Yeah, we'll shoot her to death. We need to kill her from long range because she's got fear. Although I think, if I remember right, dwarves got reasonable morale. Yeah, it's not great morale, but it's not bad. So yeah, fear's gonna be quite nasty. I think I might use. Let's get sense mines again. Okay, we got one down here in the desert by the looks of it. It's an iron mine, again with diamonds. Once we start getting some trade's going to be quite useful for us, because we can start buying in the gems that we need. Okay, there's the Troll King. Look, stomping around doing his thing. Okay. 1 spearman and 3 archers. I reckon we can handle that. Let's go and grab that. Oh, there's a city. So this is probably one of the only cities that's going to be on this map. There won't be many, and this is one. It's got a library, and that's going to be really good for us, because if we can back up our, very tanky, powerful melee combat, but range light dwarves with some extra spells, that would be really useful. Look how strong we are. Oh, we did pick up an injury though. We've got a debilitating wound. Oh, it's taking half his strength off. That's a nasty one. I'm going to be really, really cautious with my troops. The way that I'm using them. Okay. Okay, we've got a bunch of dwarves here. Okay, so when you've got 30 metal, you can actually upgrade your dwarves to get the Dwarf Warrior. The Dwarf Warrior has got the battle axe. He doesn't have the shield anymore, but he's still got 2 armor. He's got more hit points. I think he's got more morale as well, and he hits like a truck. He's got this two-handed battle axe thing, and he's going to really, really, hit very, very hard. He also has slash damage. These guys. Wait, what about the standard dwarf? Yeah, they're also slash damage actually. Yeah, so these are this is an interesting one, right? You're kind of getting more morale and an extra potential point of damage, and you're trading that for. Oh, I think you get more hit points as well, right? So you get more hit points, but you get less. You don't get the shield, and the shield's pretty good. You got to figure out which you think is best. I think the standard dwarves are pretty good at the start of the game. You probably don't need anything else. You can also get the arbalists as well. Arbalists are very, very good. But I'm going to get some dwarfs. I'm just going to get a bunch of dwarfs, and we'll probably give them to this guy here when he comes back. Okay. There's a coal mine here with a troll and 16 goblins. I think the troll he'll beat us. We haven't got enough stuff here really to win that battle. Okay, I'm gonna grab this farm. Okay, we found another Dwala. Oh, wow, there's a gold mine here, and it's quite close. Look at how much money is coming out of that gold mine. Now, the part of that is because we've got a Dwala in there, right? And the Dwala is enhancing, it's doubling the gold bonus there, essentially. So we're going to get that gold bonus if we can take that place. She's actually got a Queen's Guard look here with the magic shield. Oh, you'll see this stuff shortly. Just bear with me, folks. Okay, so yeah, we were just checking this out. This gold mine is going to be pretty useful to us. We're going to hopefully make a beeline for that. But first, let's grab this one down here, this iron mine. It's going to be our first target. We are waiting a little bit longer to be able to get some more emeralds, and then we'll be able to get the Queen's Counselor. Okay, let's end turn. We're going to bring Andre here back. And he's going to pick up these dwarves. Now, we can also get more dwarves here, so let's grab even more. And Andre's then going to bring... He's actually going to ferry these over to Hrimnir here. Oh, Hrimnir. Yeah, maybe we could come back round this way. The thing is, we've got to be careful of this Troll King. He could come out of anywhere, and he will chase us down, especially through the woods, where we are not as fast as him. I'm going to continue using sense mines. There's another one here, look. Oh, wow, look at that. That's easy to get as well. So this might be an easy one to take initially. I forget what was in that, but this one is really easy. We could grab that now. And we probably should do. Now, with the Dwarf Queen, slow and steady is going to win the race. I'm hoping that the AI has not really got much that it can bring, you know, that can kind of throw at us. Should we get some more outdoor dwarves? Yeah, I think so. Okay, those are just standard dwarves. 3. Yeah, that's right. Three's right. Sorry, I'm being a bit crazy. Okay, let's just bring this guy back down. We're not going to use Queenie for now. And Hrimnir is going to move on to these mountains. Yeah, we'll take this. Oh, I'm going to grab this mine. But we don't need the villages so much. They're not a big deal for us. What is a big deal, though, is getting the mines. And we're going to get a reasonable gold income from the mines anyway. Really what we want is the metal and the gems. Okay, Andre is going to move down this way. Okay, he's got enough troops to be able to take this. So I'm going to move him into this swamp here. Okay, we've got a coal mine here too, but he's... Yeah, again, the troll's a little bit much, I think, for what we've got here. Let's go and send these guys in. Now... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought my dwarves would do this. Oh, wow, look at that. So that archer actually attacked... The archer attacked with his short sword and he killed the dwarf there. I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, so we lose 3 dwarves there, which is a little unfortunate. That's more damage than I thought we'd take. But there we go. Now we've got ourselves a ruby income. And Hrimnir is just going to grab this hamlet down here and move back to the silver mine. Okay. So we've got a little bit more in the way of income now, in terms of metal income, and we've also got more gold income. We're gonna be swimming in gold, right? We're gonna have so much gold we're not gonna know what to do with it. Okay, this is a bigger force. I'm not going to attack that with this little force here with Andre. Let's get another dwarf commander. What's that? Hjolm Gunnar? Hjolm Gunnar? I don't know, sorry. Apologies for my awful pronunciations. Yeah, we'll just have him stay there for the time being. Okay, good. Got some boars, but we're not gonna worry about those guys. Okay, let's bring Andre down. I might try to pick up... What turn are we on? Early winter. Right, so we can... Should we go across the frozen lake here? I should. Gonna get some outdoor dwarves. Okay. We've almost got enough for a Queen's Counselor, and I think we're going to probably bring... Yeah, the iron mine might be a better bet, although the silver mine just gives us income here. But like I said, we're probably going to be swimming in gold eventually. What we really want is a trade town, because we can actually trade that gold away. Yeah, I think we're going to bring this guy back up. And we'll join forces with those two dwarf commanders. Let's bring Andre down this way. I'm not going to worry too much about the... There we are. I'm not worried too much about picking up all the income, the gold income from the farms and that. It'll just attract the enemies. It'll attract the Troll King back, and he's a big deal to deal with. We don't really have the spells to deal with him. Yeah, he's the one thing that we've got to be really careful of here. A bunch of Arbalists might help, but you also need... They only fire every 3 rounds, right? And he's going to regenerate, so you got to think about that. Okay, let's just keep these guys here. I might bring... Yeah, some of these troops have still got some action points to use left from last turn. That's too many to deal with. However, can we deal with these? No, probably not. Let's bring him back up. And we'll bring Andre back up as well. Queenie has grown into a Dvala. Okay, so she's leveled up. And so now she's got some extra spells. Fire Ward, Winter Ward, etc. Iron Skin. So yeah, mostly defensive based spells. She will have some new rituals. So she's got the Create Runesmith, which is something she can do with the diamonds. The Runesmith is... Yeah, he's the armorer, right? So you can use him to create enchanted armor and weapons. So you can create... using the different gem types, you can create different types of weapons for your dwarves. We'll see that when it comes. We can also enchant the gate. The Dvala enchants the iron gate with a dwarven dwemer. The enchanted gate is magically reinforced and charged with lightning, striking down anyone trying to break it down. It's really good, that is. And then we've got the Law of Dvalin too, so she can get more combat spells. And also she can do the Divine Marriage. Let's just check that one. With this ritual, the Dvala becomes the daughter of Dvalin. A daughter of Dvalin has superior magic powers and gives birth to more dwarves than a normal Dvala. Her understanding of the mountain will also increase her mining output further. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the way that you level up to level 2. But she's the only one I know that levels up on its own. At least to that 2nd level. Okay, let's get some more dwarfs. And we're going to send these guys out this way to come and meet Primna and Andre. Let's send these guys. I'm going to avoid the snakes. And Queenie can stay where she is. And we'll start saving gems for a runesmith. Because we've got the ability to be able to use the runesmith now. Man, I love this music so much. This is the music for this game is done by Adrian von Ziegler, and he's just such a great musician. He's very kind as well. He allows YouTubers and other people to use his music, free of charge, providing you credit him. So he's just such an... I've spoken to him before. He just seems like a really nice person. So definitely go and check his music out, and yeah, buy his albums on Spotify or wherever, because they are really, really cool. Okay, sorry, it'll be Bandcamp for buying albums, won't it? Primleer, let's send this guy... No, we'll bring this one down here. Yeah, we still don't have enough troops to be able to take that one. I would like to grab that. Yeah, this is going to be scary to take. We're going to need something bigger. Let's send Andre and this guy back to the Dvala. And I will probably send this guy, send Hrimnir down this way. Yeah, I want to take this next. I think I'm going to leave him down this kind of end and just clear some of the creatures out. Just making way for when we're going to get some more dwarves. Now, she's going to be pumping out more dwarves per turn. I don't know how many she gets now. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't say exactly how many, but we can probably check. So there's 7 dwarf workers this turn, so we can check it next turn to see how many we've got. Ah, we got serpents in the way. I'll have to wait for those. Just be a bit careful because we don't want to lose our commanders. Oh, we did get attacked by them. Oh well. They're probably going to lose those guys. They are strong, but they're not going to survive all that poison. Oh, they did! Let's watch that again. Yeah, okay, so the poison isn't doing that much damage to them. That's interesting. Oh, he has got battle fright and a chest wound, though. So he's kind of, yeah. Andre is, he's going to be demoted to fetch and carry now, I think. Because he's not going to be much use for in an actual battle. Gunnar, though, could definitely use him. Now, we can get these dwarf guards, look. The dwarf guards are pretty cool. They are slow, unfortunately, but they do have 2 armor, and they've got a large shield, reducing incoming attacks by 0 to 2, and they're extra effective against ranged weapons, and reduce damage from bows, slings, and similar by 0 to 4. So if you're expecting a lot of, you know, if you're doing a siege, you want these guys on the front line. They're going to be really, really good. You can also get the dwarf arbalists. And maybe getting some arbalists now might be a good idea. Arbalists hit like a truck. They do 1 to 10 damage. They basically, you know, they're like a... They've got like a... They hold like a scorpion. So they're pretty powerful. Yeah, I think I'm going to get dwarves though first. So yeah, we had 7. Yeah, I think she's doing like 3 a turn, 2 or 3 a turn, something like that. Okay, we're just going to clear those goats out. We'll go for those snakes next as well. Just got to be a little bit careful moving around next to the Fog of War. A big troll king could come lumbering out of the Fog of War and end up killing us. Right, guys, I'm going to end the episode here anyway. That is going to be episode 1 of my Conquest of Elysium 5 Let's Play series as the Dwarf Queen. I know some of you have been looking forward to this one, so let me know in the comments if you're excited for this new series. Hopefully it will last longer than the one with the Scourge Lord and the Monkey Maharaja that I didn't even bother uploading because of the endgame scenarios. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.